Yeah. So only these statements are available. Okay, we just use the where condition at the time of update and all. So by using the where condition, we just updated the data. Insertion also happened, and the selection how we are going to retrieve the data. And so these are all the things happened over there. For that, we need a JDBC connector. Without a JDBC connector, it is not possible to push the data. For each and every database, they are having a separate connectors with that. So if for the MySQL point of view, we need MySQL JDBC connector. For Oracle itself, that was somewhat different. Okay. And initially, the drivers cannot be found if we don't connect. We don't use this jar file. Okay, let me show you this one. Today itself, we are going to discuss about the JDBC batch processing. So what is this batch processing? What is the use of a batch processing? So initially, we just learned like, we just prepared a statement, and by using execute query or execute update, we are supposed to push the data, retrieve, or a deletion of a data. So what are all things what we made previously? But here, when we are inserting a data, just remember about what I'm saying. Previously, we are having insertion of a data. Insertion of a data is happened. So at a time, if I want to do insertion, deletion, and a selection and updation. So if I want to do at a time, we are supposed to use a batch processing. Sir, why we need this batch processing? Why can't we take individual statements? Why can't we execute individual statements? So if we go for an individual statements, like, it takes so much of a time. It takes so much of time, and the application process will be delayed. The application performance will be reduced, and the time will be more. So you won't get any marks to your application point of view. So if you want to execute number of queries at a time, we have to use a batch process. What it consisting of? The batch process consisting of the statement as well as the prepared statement. Okay, so these are the interfaces, so don't bother about that one. Advantages of the batch processing is like fast performance. Advantages of batch processing is like fast performance. So what is the process? How we are going to build a Java application? So here we are having load driver. We already know that one, pom.jdbc.sql.driver. So by using this, we have to create that one. We already know this. We have to make a connection. So inside a connection, we are supposed to take credentials of a database. One is a URL, another one is a username, another one is a password. Create statement. So here we are supposed to create a statement. Inside this statement, we are going to instantiate the reference of a create connection. We are taking the reference of a create connection, okay, and add a query to the batch. So here the it will happen. Initially, what we took string s is equals to, we made one insertion over there. Now I'm going to take 2 or 3 insertions at a time. 2 or 3 insertions at a time. Let me run this host, so that I will start the database. So initially, while you are working on database and all, you have to run your local host manually. So you have to run your local host manually. Let me show you again. Actually, in the last session, already shown it to you. So see this one. I'm sharing you the a folder. So inside a XAMPP folder, I'm having a control panel over here. When you click on this, just it is opening. Just I will show you again. Yeah, it will be like this. I have to start these 2 things. Then only MySQL Workbench will start. Okay, let me show you my MySQL Workbench. This one. This is the database workbench. So our easy. Actually, the tool is always easy if you work on a tools and all. So here, now it has been started. If you would not started that, a server, a local host server over there, Apache, it won't start. In the last session, I already showed you here, over here, it is showing like SQL is not running. It has been stopped. There is a red mark. After the connection to the local host, it became a green mark over here. I think that one, while we have made a connection over there. So see this one. Let me show this. Not required. It's okay. So it is like local host. The port number is like 3306. Connection details. These are the connection details. By using these connection details only, we are going to use the credentials over there, where inside URL, the URL will be like localhost 3306, and the user ID, user ID is like root. Password is also there, but we are not going to consider that one. So this is all about the batch processing. And now I'm going to take a example for you. Yeah, okay. So here, this is not yours. So what we did, db delete update, just so I will open an insertion, which is easy for me. The insertion, yeah. So this is for the insertion process into the database. We already inserted this data over there. So now I'm going to take two more at a time. Two more records I'm going to take at a time. This is like ST, I'm taking as a T, and there is a double quotes. Just I will copy this and paste it over here, which is easy for me. Okay, I'm going to change the data to, this is a 5, Pluto, and this is like a 6000. And again, I'm going to take one more because I need to push the data as a batch. I need to push the data as a batch. ST, and this is an R. Okay, I will make it as a 6 ID. And this is Earth. It is like 7000. Okay, so here till here, till here, which is everything is same. But after this, we have to change the data. After this, we have to make a batch process. How we are going to show a batch has been worked on? So here, see this one. The batch processing consisting of JDBC batch processing consisting of two methods. Only two methods we are having. One is add batch. Here, by adding the batch of a string query, it adds a query to the batch. And execute a batch. After adding to the batch, how many queries are there? N number of queries are there. Think like n number of queries are there. So by using this one, we are supposed to add each and every query. Excuse me. So each and every query will be added to the batch. So this batch consisting of, suppose see this one, I'm having, one second, what happened? Screen is not visible. Why screen is not visible? It is visible, right? Yeah, it is visible. Just check it out. This one. It should work on, right? Okay, now I think it is visible, I think. It's okay. So here itself, we are having three queries. We are having three queries. So what are all the three queries we are having? Let me show you that. These are the three queries we are having. So the first query is like 4 dot stars. Okay, actually this was already available, right? Again, the data will be added. Like I will take a 7. What the name? Yeah, I will take as 2. Okay, I'll change it to 8. Okay, so this is already available. That's why I just removed. We are having, this is the one query. First query we are going to add to the batch, and next this one. And next this one. After finally doing all these things, we are going to use execute a batch so that everything will be executed. Sir, why we need to do like this? Directly we can use a statement dot execute update T and or like that. So if you use in that way, what it will happen, the performance of the application will be reduced and the time to take open an application will be more. So this is all about the programming point of view. You have to remember about. So if you are building a program, you have to remember one thing, the performance of the application should be in a good manner. And if the response of the application is like less, see one thing I would like to tell you, in your mobile application, if you are having 8 GB RAM, what it will go, the application will be fast, okay. So the performance of the mobile is like super fast, but the application is running very low. So whose problem is over there? The application who designed that one, there is a problem. So their programming is like, I mean, a very low standards. So if you are like a high standard application, if you want to build a high standard application, how they are going to consider this is a high standard application? Based on the performance of the application only, they will consider. So this is how you are going to do the coding point of view. Okay. So now here I'm going to add this each and everything to the batch. So how we are going to use that one? So now we are having one method. What is the name of the method? Statement dot add batch. So inside a statement we are having add batch. Add batch. Okay. Okay, let me take it out. Statement dot add batch. Inside this is, so see this one, do not do execute update. We have to go for a batch. We have to go for a batch and then execute batch finally. If you go for this, the performance will be reduced. I will make it as a comment. I don't want to execute this one. So again, I'm going to take a copy. Second, paste and the paste over here. I'm going to take a T and this is an or this one. So 3 queries has been added to batches. So now I'm going to take execute the batch. Okay. Statement dot execute batch. So nothing to mention over here, like don't pass this one like as this is an empty argument. There is not required anything. Okay. So now after, so here one thing you have to remember, in the last class I forgot to tell you, when you made a connection, you have to close the connection. It should not be opened. It should not be open. You have to close the connection. You have to remember that one. First of all, we are going to commit that one. So we are going to discuss about this commit in the later transaction management. So think like just I'm mentioning it one. Okay, con dot commit and then finally con dot connection dot a close. So you have to do this every time. This is also, it won't change at all. After the execution of the queries and all, after the completion of programming, you are going to commit the data and after that you have to close the connection. This is the thing you have to remember. Okay, so these are all the values you are going to check it out. This is like batch processing. BATCH batch processing. Okay, this is a batch processing over here. Okay, so now I'm going to check the database. These are all the values not available. So go to the MySQL workbench. Okay, this is a MySQL workbench. So here we are having, let me run this program again so that I will know what were all the things available over here. So only 2, 3 and 4, moon, sun and the stars, we are having these values. Now what the batch will do, at a time, the data will be inserted over here. So check this out. I'm going to run the program in a tool. Okay, now I'm going to run this program. Take here like system.out.println data updated. Okay, we have to do like this. So when you register inside an application, what it will show? Registered successfully. The same thing just I mentioned. Okay. So now I'm going to run the program. Run. It's taking so much of time. Cannot commit with auto commit true. Do I need to take a true over here? So we'll make it as a commit this way. Okay. So, did I made any mistake over here? Just a second, I need to check it out. Okay, sorry to tell you that one. So initially, when you are going to set this commit and all, we have to go for a auto commit also. Before the connection, I mean, after the connection, we have to set auto commit to false. Then only this will work. Yes, I forgot to tell you that one. Just a second. Just a second. Yep. So here, after the connection, check this out. This is connected successfully. Okay, just I want to just mention. And after this, connection dot set auto commit. So this is the auto commit. We have to make it as a false. We have to make it as a false. Then only the query will be committed. The database will be committed. This connection will be committed. Okay, committed in the sense end that one. End that one. So this is all about the ending of my all statements and all. But if you want to commit that, before that we have to set auto commit. So let me run this again. Program. It should not throw any error. Yeah. Now it is done successfully. See this one. So before you are going to use a commit, you have to take a commit and a close for sure. If you are going to make any connection with the database by using their credentials over here, you have to commit it and then close it. Before the commit and all, you have to make an auto commit to the false. Do not take a true over here. It should be a false. Okay, don't forget this one. These are all the formulas. You have to remember all these things. Okay. So now it is successfully inserted. Let me check whether the data is inserted or not. So let me run this query. Select star from EMP. Go over here and run this. See this one. The data has been inserted. Okay. So why this 2 times has appeared? I don't know. 2, 3, and 4 and 7. Did I made any changes in the query and all? This has been inserted twice. Why it got happened? Okay, whatever. This is the batch processing. Like if there are so many queries are available. Okay, the error is like why we got this data over there is like actually we got an error over here. This is the runtime exception. Previously, the previous one we didn't use the set auto commit. So this statement has been executed and then the exception has been thrown over here. It is caught by the exception. So that is why we are having a duplicate response. So if we use a primary key at a serial number like over here, if we use a primary key for this attribute, then the duplicates are not allowed inside a table. I think you know that one inside a DBMS. Again, I am telling you, if you make auto increment inside a database for a particular attribute and make it as a primary key, there will be no duplicates and all. So, which is a unique one and it is a not null also. So remember that one. I think this is not a DBMS class. So I'm telling you, just make sure that you just recall the things, what I'm saying. It is a primary key. If you want to make any reference, you're supposed to take a foreign key, right? I think you know that one, right? if you want to make any reference, you're supposed to take a foreign key over there. So when the attribute itself we considered as a primary key, it is a unique number. If you make any auto increment over there, the data will be automatically incremented. There is no need to pass this 7, 5, and 6. Directly, these two attribute values are enough to push the data into the database. Now we push the data into the MySQL database by using a number also. So because there is no auto increment as well as there is no primary key over there. Okay, this is all about the batch processing. This is also very easy. Just only you have to remember add batch and then execute a batch. These two methods are available inside a batch processing. And now we are going to discuss about, let me take, what is that? The name I knew and I forgot that. Okay, let me share you that. Where is my PPT? Yeah. So we already did this. See this one. This is the process of doing the application. Load the driver, create a connection, create a statement, add query to the batch, and then execute a batch. After that, close the connection. Okay, you have to follow each and every step. Okay, which is easy, right? So now these are the two methods available. One is add batch. We have to add a query over here, and then execute batch method does not allow any arguments. There is zero arguments are there. It allows a single argument. So there is no overloaded method over here. And for this also there is no overloaded method. So this is not having no arguments. Okay, this is all about the batch processing. And now we are going to, transaction management. What is this transaction management? I think inside so many times you're supposed to learn asset properties. What is this asset properties and what is the use of this one? Okay, so transaction represent a single unit of a work. So I will give you one example, not in the sense of a program, in the sense of a real-time application. What is the use of this? Transaction management is like, now we are going to discuss this one, later I will discuss that one. So an asset properties describes the transaction management well. So this transaction management is related to the asset properties. So what is this asset property? One is atomicity, means either all or successful or a none. So the data what we took, each and everything is a success or not, we are going to tell about, this atomicity will tell about that one. So what is the consistency? Consistency in the sense, the way we flow, if there is no change at all, then we'll call it as a consistency in our words, in our own words. But in the sense of bringing the database from one consistent state to another consistent state. So in the sense of our language, like there is no consistency in the sense, there is no change at all. Here we are going to change one state to another state. So you will get an example for that. So don't confuse over here. Isolation ensures that transaction is isolated from other transaction or not. Whether the transaction is changed or not, is there any process is going over there, whether the data is updating or not, or deleting or changing the data, is there any transaction is going over there. It deals with the isolation and the durability. For each and every programming language, we need a durability. Database is also durable, and now this one, the Java is also durable. So means one transaction has been committed. Okay. So previously what we discussed inside, batch processing, initially we set a commit over there, auto commit to false. So after one statement got committed, so means one transaction has been committed, it will remain so, even if the event of error or a power loss, etc. Even power loss also, the data won't be deleted. It will stay over there. So this is very durable. So data won't lose at all. Even if power, the power, If we commit the data, commit in the sense after the data enters into the database, suddenly there is a power cut. My PC got failure. So is there any loss of a data? No, not at all. Data will manage. I mean, the database will be in live, whether the PC will go on or something else. Okay, the data will be there. This is about the durability. And now, inside this, what are all the methods we are having? Inside this, what are all the methods we are having? So there are, just a second. So there are three methods. So inside a batch processing, we are having add batch consisting of one argument, and the next one is execute a batch. So here we are having the three. We already used a commit in the previous one. So this is like commit the transaction. Commit in the sense the connection has been done. The data execution, the query execution has been done. So please commit this. Without a commit, if there is any power loss, your data won't save over there. Again, I'm telling you, you have to commit after the execution of the query. Query is executed, okay, the data will be entered, but after the commit, the data will remain over there. If you won't commit that, the data will be lost. Remember that one, very important thing. If you are working on a backend process like Oracle or MySQL or any other databases, you have to commit after the querying the data. After the execution of a queries and all, you have to commit the connection. What is the connection consisting of? Connection consisting of the credentials of the database. There are three things. One is URL and root, I mean username and a password. So without committing, the data won't remain in the database. I think you got my point, what I'm saying. Because right now it's our own PC and our own local host. So there may be no issue at all. If you're working in on real-time applications on a cloud or something, other servers and all, that data will be lost. So here itself, like this is a test data. There will be an important data. You're working on a client, right? So the client won't allow you to do that. You have to commit that one. Please remember this very, very important thing. Okay. This is like a rollback. If there is any issue happened, we are going to cancel the transaction. The previously what we updated, this is like we write it in the condition over here. Inside a condition, we will write this one. You think like there is a problem with the query. What the data inserted inside the database, there may be an error or something else occurred. So that's why if there is any problem occurred, I will write in the condition, if condition like, please roll it back. Make the database, what are all the things in the previous session, it is available. If there are 4 records, you were supposed to add 3 more records over there. So, and you wrote a condition, if there is any error occurred, roll back. So there will be only 3 records will be available. The previous records only available. Things what you did, they are not available over there. This is all about canceling of the transaction. This is the diagram for that. What is the initial state? This is the transaction happened and committed, transaction succeeded. Rollback, transaction failed. I think you got my point, what I'm saying. Okay. Rollback in the sense it goes to the previous state. Committed in the sense the data successfully entered into the database. Remember this word, very important one, this method. Not in the examination point, I'm saying about the real time. Okay. So we are going to check the example for this. So I will take a new one like transaction MGMT. Okay. So public static void main okay, just I will copy the data. Just I want to make sure that so I need a connections, right? First of all, I'm going to copy this and this also till here. Yep. Okay, I need to close the try block. And after that, I need a catch. Inside this, I'm going to handle the exception. Okay, it should be printed. If there is any exception occurred, I need to know the error. That's why we need this like T. Okay. Okay, everything is good, right? Yeah. So auto commit is false. It is necessary for the commit point of view. Okay. Now I'm going to write about execute update over here. It is like the same thing. The previous session we discussed a small example, right? So now itself I'm going to take one more example, like somewhat a different one. So I want to add it manually again and again. I want to add the data manually again and again. So what I need to do over here, there are two things. What we need to do, we need a prepared statement. So inside a prepared statement, I'm going to give the query. So this is like a prepared statement. This is a statement, like I will make it as prepared statement, PS is equals to what I need to do over here, connection. So by using the connection, con dot prepare statement, here I am going to write an insertion command. So here it will have, see, this one was a different. Just I will copy this and I will tell you what it will happen. Just a second. I'm going to give dynamically the data. I'm going to give it as a dynamically. So I need to change this one. Just a second. It should be inside a double quote, right? So that's why I need to make it as a double. Okay. Now it looks good. There is a semicolon over here. So here in this conditions, I'm not giving the value. I want to give at the dynamic state. So directly I want to give dynamically, I want to add the data to the database. What I need to do here matter. So I want to remove this. So here I want to take question mark, and this is also a question mark, and this is also a question mark. So here, what is the use of this? Why we are going to use this one? Because I want to add the data dynamically. I don't want to make such data directly. This is a hard-coded values. Hard coding is not allowed in the organizations. You should not take like this. At the real time, you have to pass the data. So I mean at the dynamic state. So this is like a static state, right? They're directly giving the data. So, but I want to add the data dynamically. I want to add the data dynamically. So if I want to add the data dynamically, you have to take, if there are 3 attributes, then you have to take a 3 question marks like this. Okay, got my point, what I'm saying. So we are having scanner class. We already know about this one, right? Scanner. We already discussed, I mean, so many times we discussed this one. Scanner input is equal to new scanner of system.in. Okay, there should be a semicolon. So I already said about the buffer reader also. If you want to take an input from the keyboard, either the scanner or else buffer reader, you know about this one, right? This is also in input is equals to new buffer reader of input stream reader. Here itself inside system.in. See this one. This is also one of the way. So either by using buffer reader, you can give the data by using the keyboard. Either by a scanning also, you can give the data by using the keyboard. Okay. I don't want to use this. I just want to use. Okay, this is the new thing, right? Just will follow this one. Okay. So now I'm going to give the data. So what I need to do here, every time I'm going to check if you want to insert data, yes or no. I'm going to check that one. Okay, just I need a loop over here. So inside the loop, I'm taking it as a true. Just a second, I will tell you everything. Inside the while condition, it is always a true condition. So here I'm going to system dot out dot println id, which what is the id? EMP ID, employee ID. So here I'm going to take plus one second, just I need to check whether the data is corrected or not. EMP ID, right? Yeah, okay. So you have to know the design of the database. Then only you will know all things. So what are all the databases you are going to use? That was a different, right? So this is an integer value, but the buffer reader, what it will do, just I want to remove this. What the buffer reader will do, if you want to insert the data, it takes as a string values. It takes as a string values. So we have to convert the data. So we have to convert the data like this. I'm going to show you like string s is equals to. So what I need to do, b or dot read line. So sorry, in dot read line. So now you are going to give the data to the s. So if it is like a scanner, in the previous programs, what we did, input dot next int, input dot next int. Just a second, I'll be back. Sorry for the interruption. Okay. So if we are supposed to use a scanner, what we will do? We are taking as next int. Next int. So we already know that one. Directly like we can take an integer over here. But this buffer reader is like every time it allows only a string values. That's why we need to convert that one. So for in this sense, we are taking a buffer reader, right? So okay, you are familiar with the scanner. You have to take like this. Sorry, sir, I want to know the new thing for reader. So this is a string value. I need convert it into the int I is equal to integer dot parse int. This is the conversion to string to the integer. You know about this, right? So this is a conversion. So from string itself, I'm converting to the numerical. So this is a numeric value, right? That's why we need to convert that one, or else there will be an error. The exception will occur. So the exception will occur. You have to remember all these things. Okay. So now I'm going to check. Next one, just I will directly copy the data so that it is easy for me. I don't want to time is. So now we are going to enter the name. This is not a BR, this is like EN. Yeah, this is ID. I will take it as an ID. So this is an ID. And next one is like, this is the name of the employee. And next one, what is the next one? The salary. Salary, I will take it as this. Salary is like in numerics. Enter salary. There should be a colon. Yes, I will keep a colon over here. Okay. Okay. So this is a salary, right? So what I need to do, as I will take it as I say, I need to convert it into the integer. Why? Because this is a string value. It throws an error. We'll get an error over dot pass int. And here itself, like I need to take as a. So now everything is good. So everything is good now. Okay, now I'm going to write a program. I mean, I'm going to write condition over here. I'm going to write a condition over here, like system.out.println continue. Or else, do you want to add more records? More records. Okay, so it's like y/n, s or n, no, s or n, no condition, this one. Okay, so here I'm going to write a condition over here. What is the condition? So for this also I need one more string, like answer should be inside a string value, right? Okay, string option. I will make it as an option. What is the option for that? We have to give the y or a n over here. For that, I'm going to take in dot read line. In dot read line. Inside this, I will take a y or a n. I'll take a y or a n. So that I will take here a colon. It should be in a good manner. Okay. Copy this. Paste it over here. Just I want to make a gap in between the statements. That's it. Okay. So here I want to make a gap after the entering the data. Okay. This is good. Now I'm going to write a program. So what is the condition over here? OPT dot equals to n. No. If you enter a n over here, break it. Okay, just break the loop. When you got a break over here, directly it came from the block, out of this block. After this block, it will come out. So okay, so now I have to commit it, right? I have to commit it and then I have to close it. Okay, how I need to do that? So did I close the while loop? No, right? Yeah, I just closed it. Sorry. We have to remember all these things. It should be inside a try block. The commit should be inside a try block. Okay. Record successfully saved. And then we have to close the connection. Dot close. Okay. Everything is well. Now the program is done. Did I made any mistake? Let me check it out. Okay. Yep. Everything is good. Fine. So now I'm going to run the program. Please see it. Sorry. Just wait a second. Run this. Okay, see this one. What I got. So here it is asking for employee ID. So I'm giving like a 10. So 10 is not available inside our data. Again, the name, just when I click on and enter, it is asking for the name. Name is like somewhat a test. And then like salary, I will take it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10,000. Sorry. 10,000, I took a 10,000 over here. Okay. So again, I press it like this. So it is asking like if you want to add one more record. It is asking like if you want to add one more record. If you press yes, it will ask again like, okay, I'm going to take a 23 and like something else, whatever it is. I'm going to take a number 888. Okay. And again, it is asking, do you want to add one more record? So no, I just needed 2 records. So your record successfully saved. So see how easy it is. So let me check whether the data has been installed into the database or not. So here I'm going to check data has been installed or not. Let me run this program. See, where is this? Why it is not installed? Sorry, it is not inserted. Wait a second. Let me check. Is there any mistake in that? Okay, just I will give the values whether it is checking for the attributes and all maybe. Let me insert the data again. Okay. If I made any mistake, it won't get installed. How it will happen actually without I mean, execute a command, how it will go and insert the data, even myself. Okay. Just a second. Before that, I need to execute that one. I have to execute the prepare statements and all. Okay. So I will set that one. Wait a second. I need to take a prepare statement over here. So I forgot to tell you about that. So prepared statement dot, we are going to set after the completion of this. I have to execute the data. I have to execute the data. This is not a salary. This is like ID is correct and the name is also correct, and this is SA. Okay. Execute update. How we are going to insert the data? It is not possible, right? What happened to this salary, right? SAL. Even I made a mistake. SC. Okay. It's okay whether you take this or not, that doesn't matter. Let it be. Just again, I'm going to run the program. Okay. 34. We like a salary 25. Okay. Yes, I'm going to insert one more record. 56. Name is like TY. Just I'm giving a sample data. That's it. I don't want the data to be inserted and then successfully saved. Now we'll check the database. Okay. So now it has been installed. So because I didn't made, so it has been inserted, the data has been inserted. So here we have to execute an update. Without execution, all the data will be inserted into the database. So it is not possible, right? Because the first one is like integer and the third one is also salary is like integer. So this is a string. This is a string. That's why it took as a string. We are telling that the prepared statement, like we are having one integer value and one string, 2 integer values and 1 string value. So this is all about a small application program. So there was a big application program in your textbook. So this is the end of the 5th unit. So tomorrow we'll recall everything inside a 5th unit, and then I will give you one application program. Yeah, I would like to tell you that one because it is also available in your textbook. Okay, right? So, okay, the time has been done. Do you have any doubts in this? Do you have any doubts? Very, very important, not examination point of view, every time, everywhere. So the data insertion, deletion, updation inside a database, but either it is an Oracle or a MySQL or any other database, you have to make the connection. The process is same. This will be changed. That's it. And the driver will be changed. Only these 2 things will be changed. Like all these things will be changed. Only this one. Everything will be common. If you know all these things only will get changed. Username will be somewhat different from some others, and the local host may be changes. The database name may be changes. So this is all about the transaction management. So this is all about the transaction management. So what the transaction management consisting of? Auto commit, set auto commit, and then a commit method, and then a close method. Okay. So we just done this by using a prepared statement. Okay. If you have any issues, just ask me, or else you may leave the class. Okay, thank you. You may leave the class.